My name is Jasmine Cooper. I am a senior at North Carolina State University in Raleigh, North Carolina. I study industrial and systems engineering. So basically what we do is work on process efficiency, making things faster and cheaper for consumers and companies and things like that. Prior to study school, I was really struggling with balance, right? So I'm an all or nothing type of individual, not student, individual, like that's who I am, all or nothing. So basically I would stay up like all night. Around 3, I would hit the library at 3 and I probably wouldn't leave till midnight. So I was still sacrificing sleep. My social life was still on a plummet for the most part. I started gaining more and more weight, and then I started to experience like more increased frustration than anything, because I felt like, and I'm like an overachiever on top of that, because I felt like, okay, like I'm busting my butt to understand the information, but when it comes to taking a test, it still isn't like clicking. Yeah. So that was kind of my experience before study school, and I was really like on the verge of just, I'm just gonna get C's and D's, because it became so daunting. Because at one university, I was a straight A student. Then I got to NC State, because before I went to a school called UNC Wilmington. Then when I got to the NC State into the engineering program, I became like a B student. And so that was killing me. I can't lie. I think like I had zoned out a little bit. Since I enrolled in study school, definitely sleep. I know that sounds like so like minimal or whatever, but oh my goodness, the clarity that I can think straight when I slept 7 hours. So the sleep has definitely helped. For me, it became more about long-term sustainability for myself, right? So I do feel a little anxiety with that, right? But it doesn't outweigh how good I feel when I get 7 hours of sleep, right? And it doesn't mean that I can't get done. I need to get done. And then I feel like when I talk to you one-on-one about it, I had to be real with myself. Okay, you don't manage your time properly. I didn't really need 6 hours to study. I really needed 3. So it's because of all the BS that I'm doing in between. Being able to set a schedule, that was a foreign concept to me until, like I said, 3rd year of college. So I wasn't really doing that, but when I got to study school, it really showed me how to set the schedule, right? So how to determine how long I'm going to study, I think that was always a question mark for me. And I think you saying, okay, just study 3 hours and let it be the 3 hours was like, okay, like, all right, well, I can do that. Because I felt more accomplished, right? Building in free time, which I know me and you discussed that. Like I didn't have any free time. Free time might be like, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym because I have these like 4 hours of free time, or I'm gonna go eat dinner with my parents or go hang out with somebody. So it's really the balance that worked out for me, because I really thought it was like I just didn't know what I was doing. So most of this stuff is more internal than external, I would think. My grades did improve though. I wouldn't say they didn't improve, because they did improve, but they came with a lot less stress. Like every time I get on a call with you, it's like, okay, reshift, recenter and refocus, because it's like, okay, you got a 75 on this exam, so fix what you did, and then what are you gonna get on the next exam? And I think before I would spend so much time like beating myself up about it that I couldn't move forward. The biggest change might have to be, gave me a paradigm shift is a word I think I would like to use instead, because it helped me to shift from the idea that what a lot of people portray, right? That you have to work so hard. You have to drink 3 cups of coffee a day. You got to be on the go, go, go. You got to be a part of this club, that club, that club. You got to be top of the class. You got to be this. And that creates so much anxiety, right? I changed the way how I looked at my sleep schedule. My sleep hygiene is what they call it, right? I changed the way, okay, working out. I need to eat healthy. A lot of things that college students forgo because it's in, right? It's fashion, right? And so I was like, okay, I don't want to be in clubs, right? I don't want to do that. That's not who I am. And I think being okay with who I am, I think that has helped a lot in study school, because I met other women who are okay with being, different than, just in general, than what people offer, right? I'm not going to press myself to be a part of a bunch of clubs.
Yeah.
I'm going to be okay with who I am. I want to make money, and that's okay. Because you'll have advisors like, it's not all about the money. I'm like, yeah, it is. It pays bills, and it helps you with financial freedom. Being a little bit more confident, right? With saying no. Like, I think study school has helped. I don't know where I picked that up along the way while being in study school, but things like that. So I can start doing stuff that I actually like to do. Not because it's going to make me look smarter because I have a master's in engineering or anything like that, but because that's not what I want to do. My hesitation was the cost. So I choked. Literally, I remember I was in the car, and I think had been like, it was in November, and I like choked. Like, you tell me the price, my throat got dry. And then like the thoughts, like, do I really need Clarissa? Can Clarissa prove herself? So, okay, I could learn stuff out of YouTube videos, but do I really need her help, or can I just keep going the way that I was going and figure it out on my own, right? I don't know who this girl is. Is she gonna do what she says she's gonna do? And then I would get upset if you're not gonna do I want my money back if you're not gonna do what you say you're gonna do. Is she gonna actually, bring the results that she says she's gonna bring about, right? All that stuff was important. And as a college student, that's not like a little investment. That's not I had to use my refund check, and it was like, okay, what am I gonna give up so that I can get some help? Because I had to push through at that time an extra year and a half. So having to push through an extra 3 semesters was discouraging, and I was like, I don't know if I could do this by myself any longer. I think I craved more than anything to have a social life again, and I was like, well, I think Clarissa could give me that, right? I think she could teach me how I could decrease, right, and spend less time on school and focus on the things that I actually want to do. Right. And so what came out of that, I would say, like, even to this day, I had time to think about, like, okay, I want to start a business. That would have never crossed my mind about 2 years ago. But because I was able to experience like a little bit of extra time in my schedule, I had time to sit down and think, right? I had 8 hours of sleep, time to think, time to be creative. Okay, maybe I want to do this, or maybe I want to do that, right? And it wasn't, and I didn't feel like when the thought popped in my head, it wasn't like, how am I going to find the time to do that? I don't even think you focus on studying that often. Like, I don't think I study that much anymore. It's inclusive of who you are as a person, right? There's also a separate need for being able to balance your life and your schedule. And I think that could be the difference, right? People are thinking, because like for me, I would think, oh my God, I got a bad grade. That means I need to study more, right? You say, no, you don't need to study more. You need to change how you study. That's like a total mindset. That's the stuff that people would not immediately come to on their own. So I think if anything, that's what made it worth it, was that I got the support that I needed, and that the cost, like now looking back on it, is not a big deal. I promise it's not. It was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna give her this, and I'll give her a chance. And then I think the other part was that I showed up, right? So as long as you show up and I show up, yeah. I think it was definitely worth the investment and the time that was put into the process up until now. The only way to really progress as a person is that you have to invest in yourself, right? People say invest in yourself, like go to the gym. No, sometimes it's like money. As long as you do the work, you're going to see the results. Do what you need to do. Show up for yourself. I think it's totally worth the investment.